Hello everyone, this is Batty of Batty Plays Games, and welcome back to Dwarf Fortress, Episode 8. Last time we were getting the bridges set up, as well as the stockpiles set up, and we tapped into the volcano to build our magma reservoir. And that was where we left off, I think. Oh, and we also had the thief show up. Let's unpause and see what we're going to do today. Let's hit B, let's hit E, and let's get some wood furnaces up just so we can say we have them for later on. And let's also get some blocks made. Blocks will be useful for making, well, several things building wise, but also it'll look nicer once we use them, like for say walls. Because if you look at it here, this is a rough obsidian block wall, which is decent enough, but if it was made out of like smooth or blocks made out of masonry, it makes them look nicer to the dwarves. So, and we'll probably eventually get the wooden walls up here replaced with blocks. Well, all over, all the wooden walls will eventually have blocks. So, that will be something for further on in the future, though. Let's see. One thing I do want to get done pretty soon is let's get some trees chopped down, and eventually we're going to shave this mountain back some, or at least somewhat. But also, let's start getting ramps. These little ramps removed from certain spots, which will be useful for in a bit. So we hit D, we hit Z, and we get rid of these right here. Have to be careful so we don't accidentally remove our stairs. So we have those ramps removed, and our miners will just come in and kind of level out the area. Like you can see right here, they're just kind of removing that, so it's just now a sheer cliff wall basically. What? Cancels, remove stone stairs. Huh. Weird. He canceled it, but then he went ahead and removed it anyway. It looks like we have still a good amount of booze set up, and we have a decent amount of food, I think. So far it's looking pretty good. Let's check how the reservoir's feeling. Reservoir's feeling nicely. It looks like we forgot some doors for the little rooms down there. And the reason we want doors is because, like, if we do it like say here, so Q and hit R, it doesn't fill that little gap in on it being just a block, which means it can do like that, which makes things all kinds of weird, and it just doesn't really do right. Let's also get, let's see, door here, and a table, a chair, and we're still making cabinets. But we're gonna get a manager's office set up. Because we're about to assign managers and a few other things. Oh, it seems the last batch of doors that came, I think it was 6 doors, I think? 4 or 6 of them. Well, apparently each one of them was married. So that helps us out. And sorry if you hear me sniffling a little. I'm still having a bit of sinus problems at the moment. Now let's hit in and let's go to manager. Let's hit enter on there. And no one has any relevant skills for manager. So let's just assign somebody randomly. Let's just give it to gear grind. Let's go down to broker, which will be gear grind because he has comedian, flatterer, pacifier, so he's got ways to smooth talk the merchants. The only other person that has any relevant skills would be Sapphire Toes, who has adequate appraiser, so they'd be able to appraise the goods on what they're actually worth, but won't be able to actually talk. You know, the traders down to, you know, better values for us. A bookkeeper, and the only person with that is adequate record keeping of gear grind. So we have 3 positions filled, all from the same person: manager, broker, and bookkeeper. Eventually we'll probably hand those roles out to different people once more dwarfs show up. And chief medical dwarf is going to be Stitch. And this right here, it shows like required and like demands and mandates right here. If we hit enter on them, they require a meager office, which is, well, what we're setting up. And they also require quarters with 1 chest and 1 cabinet. Or I think that's just what they have, which they enjoy. I'll have to check that in a second. Let's check that. Yeah, that just shows what they have currently. So they have quarters, 1 chest, and 1 cabinet. And as you can see, Stitch, being chief medical dwarf, doesn't need any special office. A broker or manager or bookkeeper would. And it looks like we're still waiting. Oh.
All things are moving. There's frigid winter turns to spring. Embrace success in all new things.
No, it's now springtime. And it looks like, yeah, there we go. The cabinet is now finished. And let's let it get set up. Let's assign it to gear ground. Let's also just turn this all into one simple thing. And now let's check if they have everything they need. Yes, they have a meager office and a meager dining room. Just add in a little extra flair on there. But they have all the stuff they need, so they should be happy. And eventually they'll start getting stock of what all we have. Like right now we have, like, say, seeds. We have, like, you know, it's kind of like maybe 400 value worth, or maybe 30 seeds. Yeah, food stores 400 around there. They're saying about 30 seeds possible. You know, drinks of 200 maybe. You know, plants of 200 maybe. So he's gonna have to take stock of what all we have. Like, see here. The question mark is an unknown value. So we don't know what our worth is. We don't have what our, yeah, created wealth, you need a broker with the appraisal skill, which sadly we don't have with our current broker, although we could reassign them later. And let's see. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, they're making doors. And I think we'll have some extra doors left over, so I think we might put them here at the entrance to the food stockpiles, just to make it nice looking. And let's go see if the trees are all chopped down. And almost all. There's still one tree left that we want to get removed. And I figure we'll push the ledge back to about here. So there, to maybe here. Just to have a nice flat area, so whenever enemies try to attack, they'll more than likely get closer to the walls, which puts them on even footing with our archers that will be on the walls here, and give our archers some cover, basically. And this also gets people in motion here of getting the little safety bits here all set up. Just so, as I said earlier, our dwarves can't accidentally dodge their way off a wall. Because that would be the last thing we need is someone dodging, falling, breaking their neck, and causing a lot of problems. And plus, if should the worst ever happen, that enemies do breach the gate, then our archers could probably maybe fire into the courtyard here and try and drive some of them back. Plus it gets some of the wood used up, which we just cut down, so it's not all just kind of laying out there in the middle of the ground. Let's also try to knock this little weird hill spot out. And also let's get that right there removed, just so there's no ramps up against the wall. And you can see down here how the ramps are moved, that's now just dirt. But now grass is starting to grow back onto the spots. So grass does regrow over time. As well as you can also accidentally kill it by having a lot of dwarves running across one area to just trample the grass down and kill the grass, and then it'll turn to just dirt for a bit. Yeah, it looks like the one guy is just kind of mowing down the land there. And our construction crew of all the dwarves are doing pretty good on getting everything set up. It looks like they're almost done. Let's go check on that reservoir. And yeah, it's the reservoir. The lava's almost reached the furthest points. which means that it'll eventually now start to just fill up. So it'll take some time to do that, for it all to be filled up, but I think we're doing pretty good. Let's get the Dyer's workshop set up. An obsidian block, add a barrel, and alder bucket. And we're out of empty barrels already, looks like, so let's make some. Let's get some more barrels. So we can get those set up. And also, let's double check something. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I'm going to make a few holes in the floor here. And I made them at a specific point. And once the spots get... Well, elves showed up. And our depot, our trade depot, is still not being built. And that is starting to get a little annoying, actually. Why isn't it being built? I did something off screen real quick that I might have to undo just to be safe. There we go, we finally got one person setting things up there. And I had to basically just tell every single dwarf, be a architect to just get these things built. And now let's look down here. Ah, there we go. Okay, so our miner, or one of our miners has knocked a hole in the floor. So let's bring up the magma smelter. And the reason I did the holes there at that one spot is because a magma furnace, or anything that needs magma, needs at least one of these access to magma. But as you remember, the dark X's are impassable spots. And as I said before, things do live in the magma, and they can crawl out of a little spot and attack people in here if they wind up in the reservoir. But with the magma access point being in this impassable point, they can't. So let's make this out of obsidian blocks, just to be nice and fancy. And now we have 4 smelters being set up. Let's take a look at the other ones just to see what we need. A magma forge will have the X's here and here. So we're just going to have one there, and there, and there, and there. So let's get those holes knocked in. And let's take also a look at the glass furnace. Is much like the smelter. Same with the kiln. So we can just do spot there, spot there, spot there, spot there. So we now have spots set up for all the magma spots. Let's remove some of these ramps that are just kind of sitting about doing nothing there in the middle of nowhere. it looks like our trade depot is finally built. And here comes the Elves.
Some migrants have arrived.
And we've got some migrants
They've
showing
got
up.
no shoes. Get those shoes, boys.
We'll have to take a look, see how many came and what all their skills are. In a second, I want to show off the trading aspects real fast. And they arrived and they're unloading their goods. So we hit Q, we go to the trade depot, we hit G to move goods. And let's send out the iron bolt, so we go to where we want with the little arrow keys, and we want anything we want sent, we hit enter on. Let's send some large cut gems. Smoky quartz bracelet. No tools at the moment. No barrels, buckets, no goblets or cups or any of this. One thing to know about trading with elves is do not ever trade them something that is made out of wood. It apparently offends them so greatly that they will even threaten war at times. And even if they don't threaten war, you know, if you try to trade them something that has wood in it or is made of wood, they will refuse to trade anything at that moment. They'll just pack up their goods and they'll leave. And oh, it looks like a lot of migrants showed up, at least from all this stream of people running in. And to make sure that we have somebody to trade, we go to Q and you go to the trade depot and you hit R for the trader is requested at depot. And we have it set on B of only broker may trade. Sometimes if you need to trade really quickly, you know, like say if the merchants are about to leave and your trader is asleep or drunk or off somewhere, you can hit B and it's, you know, okay, the nearest available dwarf will go and trade. You won't get the same deals as you would if your trader is there, but you'll get stuff, you know, at least started. Wow. That stream of migrants is still coming along. And the migrants looks like they've also brought animals with them. So let's hit I. Let's hit in for doing that. So they brought a yak bull. Somebody brought their pet colt. A stray gosling. Baby llama, a bull, baby alpaca, a horse foal, water buffalo calf, and a stray pea-chick. So they brought a lot of animals with them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 animals. Some of them will probably just eat, while others will quite possibly, you know, start those as the things to start a farm with. It looks like our trader is there. Yes, he is. So it hits T. Let's see what they have. They brought a lot of clay, and yes, this does not make sense for them. That's they trade in a lot of wooden goods, but they don't accept wooden goods. I guess they figure only they are allowed to have wooden things. But something that's at least decent to trade with elves is they bring sometimes animals that you can't get, you know, in your area. Sometimes it'll be exotic animals like elephants or cougars and so on and so forth. Like they brought a wild boar and a blue jay, and it's like right here, little 15. That's basically they want like 15 dwarf bucks for it. While the wild boar, they went 139. Let's trade for the blue jay. Let's see what else they have. They have a bunch of barrels, they have a bunch of wooden swords, and wooden weapons, which that's why the elves will always lose to dwarven steel. What person charges into battle with a wooden sword. Some clothing, which I don't think would even fit a dwarf. Chests, more chests. Wooden arrows, which arrows won't be able to be fired out of a crossbow, and no dwarf innately knows how to use a bow, so that's kind of useless. They bring almonds, macadamia nuts, hazelnuts. Let's trade for some almonds, macadamia nuts, hazelnuts. Don't need ginkgo seeds. Let's trade for some plums, peaches, desert limes, olives, palm dates, finger limes, cherries, date palm flower stalks. There's more clothes. Okay, so that's pretty much all that really is there. And now let's see. Well, it seems like we won't be able to trade for everything we want. Let's put the blue jay back because it's 15, and the stuff that we have is only about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 dwarf bucks worth of goods here. So let's put some of the food back. Let's see. Let's keep the plums, olives, limes, and the almonds and hazelnuts. So that should be about 5 things. Let's trade them the iron bolt, the smoky quartz bracelet, the 3 large gems, and we'll hit T to see if they accept the trade. And they do. So we now have traded with the elves for a few bits of food, which, if we save the seeds, we might be able to grow whatever we have set up. Let's also get the levers for the gate set up. Let's hit B, Shift T, and go down to L for lever. And let's put a lever here for the gate that's going to be leading into the fort, and a lever here for the gate that's at the walls. Because it looks like we're getting the gate here set up. And it looks like we have a few fishers fishing up things for the fortress, which is good. To help that out, let's hit B, let's hit W, and let's go to a fishery. And let's make a few fisheries just to help out some with the cleaning of the fish, so that they're better to eat. And let's also now look into making a refuse pile. Yep, and the foal has grown into a horse. Eventually we're going to also make basically kind of like a garbage dump, because just having the garbage set here, any dwarf that runs through or any trader that runs through is going to get grossed out by it.
There's nothing more to catch.
So we'll probably like hollow out a spot and build like a little spot for the air to escape, because if air doesn't escape, it builds up miasma and makes dwarves sick that run in there to throw trash away, which makes them unhappy. So we'll probably build a little air stack somewhere. Like if we did it here, we'd probably put a little fortified air stack right here to let the air out and go about it that way. Okay, let's pause and let's bring up Dwarf Therapist and see how many migrants that came in the way. Wow, 25 migrants have arrived. That's quite the amount. Let's see what all they can do. This person is a legendary armor smith. They are at skill 15. They have the armor that they'll make is extremely well, and you know, it'll be pretty much epic level. So let's make her a metal shaper. And she likes bronze, so let's call her Bronze Hammer. This person is a carpenter, woodcutter, and bowyer. So let's make her a wood shaper. And she likes iron. So, iron nails. This person, she is a crossbow dwarf, a dodger, animal caretaker, trapper, and ambusher. So she is going to be our first dwarven ranger. And let's nickname her Deadeye. This one, she is a spinner, presser, and a gelder. Let's make her a... Let's go ahead and just make a cloth door. We'll make her a cloth door for right now. And let's see. Something she likes is copper. So let's call her Copper Needle. This one is a tracker, axeman, shield user, armor user, discipline, observer, dodger, fisherman, fish cleaner, climber. So he's a very good melee fighter, as well as a fisherman. So let's right now just put him as peasant, but let's let him have fishing. Let him have fishing, fish cleaning, and fish dissection. And he likes bronze, but let's call him Goblin Keeper. This person is a woodcutter, carpenter, butcher, tanner, cook, and a bower. We already have a woodcutter. Well, actually, we have several wood shapers. So let's make her a... Well, let's make him, actually it looks like, a kitchen dwarf. Because he seems to have at least alright cooking and butchering skills. And he likes iron, so iron ladle. This person, she is a poet, a speaker, wordsmith, writer, and a gelder. So let's make her a beastmaster because, well, beastmastery will be needing gelding. And let's call her Whipsnap. This person is a adequate animal caretaker, so it'll be another Beastmaster. And let's see, well, they like silver. Silverhoof. Let's see. This person is a mechanic, an appraiser, a grower, a tanner, and a presser. So let's actually make them a mechanic. A Dwarven engineer. And they like copper. So copper gear. This person is a shearer, a butcher, and a cheesemaker. Let's make them a kitchen dwarf as well, because we have 2 animal caretakers, but not a lot of animals, so we don't need too much of a animal caretakers. They like bronze, and I think we already called somebody bronze ladle. Let's think. No, we called them iron ladle. Well, let's call them strong boot. And this person, as you see the like red squares all throughout here, that's because this person is a child. She is a 6-year-old who already has some skills as a poet and a speaker. Let's go ahead and commit the changes so far that we have, and let's go back to the list here. This person is a adequate mechanic and an adequate strand extractor. Strand extraction is only really needed for adamantine, which is the last type of metal you can get. It's basically found around hell, in a way. In fact, you know, adamantine spires sometimes hold demons in them, and if you have to be really careful on extracting the adamantine, because you can accidentally let out demons that will overrun your fort and kill everyone. They're a mechanic as well, so let's set them as engineer. And they really don't like anything that's pretty good. Like, they like giant lizard teeth, magpie bones, donkeys, cassowaries, backpacks, earrings, the color pale blue. Well, we could probably call them, let's call them bolt clink. This person likes, this person, let's see, they're a critical thinker. In fact, they're skill 11 on critical thinking, an expert logician, competent writer, stonecrafter, teacher, student, wordsmith, and a reader. But their stonecrafting will get them set to be a craft store. And he likes, let's see, he likes weird things. He likes splints, bloated tubers, candle nuts, the book The Tree Tresses, the song The Venerable Books, and The Sight of the Truth of Strategies. Prefers to consume sunberries, tuber beer, and almonds. He hates slugs. Let's call him Rune Carver. Let's see. This person, she is a fish dissector, And that is the only skill she actually has, it seems. So let's leave her with no nickname right now and just have her listed as peasant. And she'll be the kind of gopher for right now, along with any other peasants that come along. And once we need certain jobs filled, we'll get them set with jobs and a nickname. Actually, now that I think on it, we could probably use more growers, so let's make her a farmer dwarf. And let's call her, let's see, she likes copper, ostriches, let's nickname her mud toads. This guy is a herbalist, spinner, and a beekeeper. And let's do another farmer dwarf just to be safe, because you can never have too many farmers for whenever we start to expand into bigger fields. And he likes iron, so let's call him Iron Hoe. This person is a legendary weaponsmith, a crossbowman, animal trainer, animal caretaker, trapper, dodger, but the weaponsmith skill will definitely have him be a metal shaper. So we already have somebody that is a legendary armor smith and now a legendary weaponsmith. Let's see, what is stuff that is he likes? Maces, tables, ballista arrows, and rock salt. Let's call him Anvil Raider. This person is a ambusher, crossbowman, and a dodger. So we have another Dwarven Ranger. And let's call him Rapid Fire. This person is a wound dresser and a diagnostician, so let's make them a medical dwarf. And let's just call him Stonehouse. This person is a miller, milker, and an herbalist. Let's set them as peasant, just until we know what we need with them. This person, she's a brewer, a thresher, and a dyer. We could always use more kitchen dwarves. And let's call her, she likes opals, Opal Brew. This person is a fisherman, fish dissector, and a fish cleaner. But let's make him a peasant because, well, let's let him keep fishing, just so he has something to do when he's not hauling stuff around. Let's go ahead and commit changes. Let's see, who else needs a skill setup? This person is a soaker, so we have our first Ash Dwarf. And let's call him Sootbeard. Let's see, this person is a Gilder, so let's just make him a peasant as well, because, you know, that's the only thing he has is a skill 2 Gilder. Let's see, this person is a geographer, animal dissector, organizer, student, writer, and a reader. We don't really need any of that, so another peasant. And this person is a fisherman, fish dissector, and a fish cleaner. So another peasant, but we're gonna let him have fishing. And let's see. Commit changes. So we now have all 25 people set up with jobs. Let's switch back to Dwarf Fortress. And let's actually pause for right now. That took a little bit longer than what I was hoping it would be. But I got to show off the trading system. And we got the fortress looking a little bit better. And we have the spots ready for whenever the reservoir fills up. Everything will be ready for just churning out the metal industry as much as we want. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you join me for the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.